Welcome students. Hope you are all fine. Today we will learn the second part of the lesson, The Ailing Planet, the Green Movement's Role, written by Nani Palkiwala. In our last class we learned about the green movement and the sustainable development. In today's part we will deal with the 4 biological systems of the planet Earth and also the problem of the losing of the forest cover in the world. Students, let us now read this part and understand it. I welcome you all to this online class. Welcome students.
Students, before we proceed with today's class, let us just revise what we learned in our last class. We came across the green movement that started in the year 1972, which turned out to be very popular and completely gripped the entire human race. We talked about sustainable development. Sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without damaging the resources and ability for development of the future generations. We came across the fact that people have now fully realized the moral duty to be good custodians of the planet and responsible trustees of the legacy to future generations. Let's now proceed. Mr. Lester R. Brown, in his thoughtful book, The Global Economic Prospect, points out that the Earth's principal biological systems are 4: fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands, and they form the foundation of the global economic system. Students, here the author tells us about the thoughtful book of Mr. Lester R. Brown, in which it is pointed out that the earth has 4 principal biological systems. In other words, Mr. Lester has listed planet Earth's 4 main biological systems. These are fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. Students, I hope you understand what Lester Brown has put forward. He has very clearly pointed out that Earth has 4 main biological systems. You understand the meaning of fisheries. Then we have forests, we have grasslands, and we have croplands. And these 4 form the foundation of global economic system. Students, we have seen the 4 principal biological systems of the earth, namely fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. Now, how are these useful to us? Let us read ahead. These 4 systems, in addition to supplying of food, these 4 systems provide virtually all the raw materials for the industry except minerals and petroleum-derived synthetics. Let me make it more simple. These 4 systems supply us food and raw materials for the industry. Students, I hope you have understood. So these 4 systems supply of food, the food we eat daily, we get from these four systems. Other than this, these four systems, namely fisheries, croplands, grasslands, and provide virtually means almost, or very nearly. So these four systems provide almost all the raw materials for industry except the things mentioned here, minerals and petroleum derived synthetics. So from this you understand the importance of these four systems. Let's read. In large areas of the world, human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level, a point where their productivity is being impaired. Impaired means weakened, okay, or affected negatively. So, in large areas of the world, human claims on these systems. Which are these systems? The four systems we learned, that is, or they are fisheries, forests, grasslands and croplands. The human claims on these systems are reaching an unsustainable level. No more this can be sustained, and a point where productivity is being impaired. Impaired, another word we can use is damaged. So, the claims on these systems by man has reached an unsustainable level. You know the meaning of the word unsustainable. Sustainable means that cannot be continued at the same level or rate. So students, the way man is exploiting these four systems, we have reached an unsustainable level, means we can no more continue the same level of exploiting the nature. Now, as a result of the exploitation of nature, the productivity is being damaged now. When this happens, fisheries collapse, forests disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorate. Now, when this happens, what happens? When man exploits nature beyond limits, when the claims or the human claims on these four systems reach an unsustainable level, what happens? Fisheries will collapse, forests will disappear, grasslands are converted into barren wastelands, and croplands deteriorate. Deteriorate means to become worse. Students, when the productivity of these four systems is damaged, we have the breakdown of fisheries, disappearance of forests, and the grasslands are changed into barren wastelands, means land that is of no use, not at all fertile. Then croplands become worse, means the productivity becomes very less. So therefore, one should not, or man should not, overexploit the four principal biological systems. In a protein conscious and protein-hungry world, overfishing is common every day. Students, the author tells us here about overfishing. According to the author, overfishing may lead to stripping the fisheries, and this will have far-reaching consequences. By overfishing, man will lose a rich source of protein. Okay? I hope it's understood. Overfishing leads to loss of a rich source of protein. Now, the author says overfishing is very common every day. In poor countries, local forests are being decimated in order to procure firewood for cooking. Here the author points out the problem in poor countries. The forests, the local forests are being decimated. Decimated means destroyed. Now, why is the forest destroyed? The forest is destroyed to procure. Procure means to obtain firewood for cooking. You know, in poor countries, the people depend on firewood for cooking. Now, we may not be using firewood in the kitchen to cook because we have other means to do it. But the poor people entirely depended on this. Students, there was a time when firewood was used for cooking. Now we are well to do. We have much better living conditions and we have cooking ranges. We have gas ovens. We have microwave ovens. All these facilities are now available. But the author says that in poor countries, people destroy the forest in order to get firewood for cooking. But things have changed now. I don't think this is very relevant these days because there is an increase in the use of LPG for cooking. In some places, firewood has become so expensive that what goes under the pot now costs more than what goes inside it. The author says here that in some places of the world, firewood is very expensive. And he goes on to say that now what goes under the pot, that means firewood, now costs more than what goes inside it. That means what is cooked inside. So he means to say that in some places of the world, firewood is very, very expensive. Students, I hope you have understood what the author means here. He just wants to tell you that firewood is very expensive in some places. Since the tropical forest is, in the words of Dr. Myers, the powerhouse of evolution, several species of life face extinction as a result of its destruction. Students, we just learned how in poor countries local forests are being destroyed in order to procure firewood for cooking. And in the words of Dr. Myers, the tropical forest is the powerhouse of evolution, and the decimation of destruction of forest will harm ecology. Moreover, several species of life that live in forest will face extinction. I think this is understood to you. It has been well said that forests precede mankind, deserts follow. The world's ancient patrimony of tropical forests is now eroding at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. The main idea conveyed here is tropical forests are wearing away at the rate of 40 to 50 millions of acres a year. 40 to 50 million acres a year. It is right to say that forests precede mankind. Even before man came on the earth, we had lot of forest cover. But what follows him? Deserts follow. Before mankind arrived on planet Earth, there was lot of forest cover. But what follows mankind? The author says, deserts follow mankind. And the world's ancient patrimony. What is the meaning of the word patrimony? Patrimony means inheritance, or what we inherit from our fathers and forefathers. Okay? So, patrimony means inherited. So, the inheritance, or what we inherited, what our parents inherited, what our grandparents inherited, was tropical forests. Now what is happening? The forest cover is being lost. It said here, forest is now eroding at the rate of, means we are losing forest cover at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. Students, this is really alarming. What can we do in this regard? What can the world do in this regard? What can the authorities in power do in this regard? Something must be done to stop the eroding of forest at this rate. A united effort must be made to stop this, to stop the wearing away of the forest. Okay? So what is your role in this regard? Think now. And the growing use of dung for burning deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer. Students, we all know that dung is a good natural fertilizer for the plants and crop. Okay? Now, there are so many villages in India where dung is used for burning. Okay? Some places they use it instead of firewood. So what they do is they make a kind of a cake or patties with the dung available. And some of you, those who have visited villages, especially in North India, might have seen this for yourself. Now, they make these cakes, dry it in the sun and use it. Now I will show you a small video of making. Students, see how a woman makes dung cakes. The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to cope with the expected fuel wood demand in the year 2000. Students, you know that this lesson is an article that was written in the Indian Express on 24th November 1994. So many things have changed over a period of time. I'm not very sure whether these things are factually correct now, but with the statistics available then, with the data available then, the author had written this article. So, according to him, or the World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting is needed to deal with the expected demand of fuel wood in the year 2000. So, we are given to understand here the demand for firewood is too much or is more, and in order to meet the demand or deal with the demand of firewood, what should be done? The World Bank estimates that a five-fold increase in the rate of forest planting, which means more and more trees must be planted and the forest cover must be increased to meet the demand of firewood in the year 2000. James Smith, the president of the World Resources Institute, said the other day. Now let us see what was told by James Smith, the president of the World Resources Institute, about the forest cover in the world. The forest cover is being lost at an alarming rate. Let us now just see what his words are. These are the words of James Smith. Let's read. We were saying that we are losing the forest at an acre a second, but it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. So these are the words of James Smith, the president of the World Resources Institute. Now, he is giving facts and figures here. According to him, it was said that we are losing the forest at an acre a second. But he makes a correction. He says, we are losing, or it is much closer to an acre and a half to a second. So, something must be urgently done in this regard. Let's continue. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. Students, you have studied a lot about the Indian Constitution in your high school classes. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavor. What is the meaning of the word endeavor? Endeavor means to strive. Endeavor means to strive, to protect and improve the environment and safeguard. What is the meaning of the word safeguard? It means to protect the forests and wildlife of the country. Students, the state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and safeguard the forests and wildlife of the country. Just look at this. Means it must be taken into consideration to protect and improve environment. So all ways and means must be adopted in order to protect and improve environment and safeguard, that is, protect the forest and wildlife of the country. So it is the duty of every citizen of India that he or she must adopt ways not only to protect but also to improve the environment and also to safeguard, to protect the forests and wildlife of the country. You may now say you are not directly related to this, but it is the duty of every Indian to look into this and do everything possible to improve our environment and safeguard it. We must protect the environment, we must improve the environment, and we must protect and save the forest and wildlife of our country. Only then we can do justice to ourselves. So a true Indian must protect the environment. But what causes endless anguish is the fact that laws are never respected nor enforced in India. Students, this is the problem in India. We are asked to protect the environment, safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country, and it is provided in the Constitution of India, Article 48A. But what causes endless anguish, pain, is there are so many laws made in India. There are so many laws, but these laws are never respected by the people nor enforced in India or put into use. This is the problem we face today in India. Students, you know that the Constitution of India guarantees certain fundamental rights. The same way we have certain duties to be fulfilled. But ask this question to yourself. Are we very sincere in fulfilling our duties? We have certain duties that we must fulfill as the citizen of this great nation. As I told you, there are so many laws in India which are not followed properly or practiced properly. Just to give you an example, a two-wheeler, one who uses a two-wheeler must use a helmet. How many riders use helmets? It is just done for the sake of the law enforcing agencies. There are so many ways that as students you can save and protect the environment. I would give you just one example. Use of plastic or polythene carry bags. There are rules made in this regard, but we just neglect it. We never respect it. Why can't we say no to plastic carry bags or polythene carry bags and use jute bags or cloth bags? You know, the problem created by the use of polythene carry bags will soon make you realize that it is going to affect the nature in a big way. So students, today itself, just think about the ways and means that you can protect the environment. You can improve the environment. Plant more trees. Okay. Say no to plastic bags. And do something to safeguard the forest and wildlife of our country. You are doing a great service to mankind by doing these things. So, do something in order to make the world a better place to live in. Now, it is the time for you to do something in this regard. The author is now giving us a few instances. Let us just read. For instance, the Constitution says that casteism, untouchability, and bonded labor shall be abolished, but they flourish shamelessly even after 44 years of the operation of the Constitution. So, the article I told you was written in the year 1994. Now, we have crossed or 70 years, more than 70 years now are over. Okay? So, the example given here is casteism, untouchability. You know what is casteism? Caste system existed in India and it is there still in India. The Constitution of India says that casteism, untouchability and bonded labor shall be abolished. But casteism is still there. Untouchability. I hope you all know what is untouchability. Okay? Gandhiji fought against untouchability. And Gandhiji on one occasion was not allowed to draw water from a well because the servants employed their thought that he was an untouchable. Bonded labor, forced labor. Bonded labor exists in many of the villages in India now. So, the author wants to tell us that laws are made, but these laws are never enforced or practiced, in other words, respected in India. Okay? So do something. You are the future leaders of this country. You will be holding very important positions. And then remember one thing, that if there is a law, the law has to be implemented and people must respect the law. But in the present scenario, I need not tell you that how we flout the rules and regulations, how we try to show our influence when we are asked to do something. There and then, we will try to show our connections and our influence, thinking that we are above the law. This should not happen. Everybody must act within the law. A recent report of our Parliament's Estates Committee has highlighted the near catastrophic depletion of India's forests over the last 4 decades. 4 decades here mean 40 years. And the meaning of the word catastrophic is disastrous. Catastrophic depletion means disastrous exhaustion. So, the report of the Parliament's Estimates Committee highlighted, pointed out that India is losing, or there is a disastrous depletion of India's forests over the last 40 years. India is losing its forest cover at an alarming rate. Okay? India, according to reliable data, is losing its forests at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. This shows that we are not doing enough to protect and save the forests in India. It is the duty of every Indian to save and protect environment and also to protect the forests and wildlife. But it is not done in India. India, according to reliable data, okay, information available, is losing the forest or the forest cover at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. Large areas officially designated as forest land are already virtually treeless. Designated means chosen or named. So, areas officially chosen as forest land are virtually means almost. We have already seen this word, almost treeless. Okay? So there are areas in India which are set aside as forest land. But these areas are now virtually treeless. There are no trees in these areas which are officially named as forest land. So you know the intensity of the problem. The actual loss of forests is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by the government statistics. Students, I hope you understood this. In other words, according to the official data, India is losing its forests at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. The actual loss of forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by the government statistics. Large areas officially named forest land are already treeless. Thus, India is losing its forest at a rapid rate. Okay? With this, we end today's class. Read page number 44 and page number 45 thoroughly and prepare well for your exam. I will also give you a recap of what we have learned today. Students, you had a wonderful result, and I hope you are all in the right track. You know, you are in +1 class now. Take your studies seriously. Devote time, maximum time for your studies. Those who have very high ambitions must study really well. There is no shortcut. Do well in your studies. Students, let us have a quick recap of what we learned today. Mr. Lester R. Brown has listed Earth's 4 main biological systems, and they are fisheries, forests, grasslands, and croplands. These form the basis of the Earth's economic system, and they also supply us food and raw materials for industry. In large areas of the world, these systems are reaching unsustainable level. Their productivity is being damaged. When this happens, fisheries break down, forests disappear, grasslands are changed into barren wastelands, and croplands become words. Overfishing is common in protein-hungry world. In poor countries, local forests is destroyed to obtain fuel for cooking. Tropical forests are wearing away at the rate of 40 to 50 million acres a year. The growing use of dung for burning deprives the soil of an important natural fertilizer. This is what we are told about these four biological systems. Okay? And they are the fisheries, forests, grasslands and croplands. Article 48A of the Constitution of India provides that the state shall endeavour to protect and improve environment and safeguard forests and wildlife in the country. But the problem with Indians, the laws are not respected nor enforced in India. When it comes to the forest, it is said officially India is losing its forest at the rate of 3.7 million acres a year. The actual loss of forest is estimated to be about 8 times the rate indicated by government statistics. So students, with this we end this class. Study well and keep safe.